Foolish Freddie. Freddie is new to the narrow gauge railway. He is fast, fun, and very useful. One day, Freddie pulled into the transfer yard. Thomas, James, and Percy were there. "Hello," puffed Thomas. "We've brought Percy," cried James. "It's nice to meet all of you," smiled Percy as James pulled him forward. "Diesel will be coming too. He will be on his way tomorrow," said Thomas. "Look out for Diesel," said James. "He can be troublesome. He always likes to be the heat of the conversation of why Steamies and Diesels don't get along," whistled Thomas. "Not to worry," said Freddie. "I can handle Diesel. I think he won't bother me." "Suit yourself," cried James. "But we've dealt with Diesel before. He's no fun at all." Percy didn't like Diesel either, but Freddie didn't mind. "We narrow gauge engines are strong. We can do it." The next morning, Diesel arrived. Freddie could see Diesel. "Hello," said Diesel. "You must be Freddie." "Hello," said Freddie. "You must be Diesel. I've heard a lot about you." "Here are your trucks," said Diesel. "You must take them to the wharf." "Never mind you," said Freddie. "I don't want to work with you. I can do this all by myself." "I'm only trying to be helpful." "And I've heard you're not a very helpful engine. Anytime you help someone, you're trying to get them into trouble." "The trucks are being very heavy," said Diesel. "Why should I listen to you?" said Freddie. "You've hurt my friends." "What are you talking about?" cried Diesel. The trucks had been hooked on to Freddie. "Take care," said Diesel. "The troublesome trucks are extra troublesome today." Freddie paid him no mind. "Yaboo snobs!" cried Freddie. Diesel was hurt, and he rolled away. "I shan't listen to that Diesel," said Freddie. "I am a really useful engine. What will I get out of listening to him? He's only trying to get me into trouble." Just like Thomas and James said. Freddie puffed along. The trucks were biffing and bashing him. "Stop bumping!" cried Freddie. At last, they arrived at the upper terrace of Sodor at the wharf. Woo-hoo! Freddie was uncoupled. "And I suppose I'll have to see Diesel again," he cried. "Just my luck," he bothered. "How dare that Diesel try to land me into trouble?" "I can manage all by myself," he said, and he puffed away. The next day, Diesel and Freddie met up again. "Hello, Freddie." "Hi, Diesel," said Freddie quietly. "Well, I'll expect you to bring back those trucks. I have to take them back to the fat controller at the docks. He's waiting for them at tea time." "Yeah, whatever," said Freddie. There was a long pause. Diesel then had an idea, but it soon left as Freddie puffed away. "He'll get himself into trouble, I suppose," said Diesel. Freddie was puffing back down the line to pick up his trucks. Then there was trouble. Freddie had been thinking about Diesel so much that he toppled off the tracks, and he tumbled down the bank. Thomas was coming down the line on the lower terrace. Freddie came tumbling faster and faster. "Help!" he cried. Then it happened. Freddie hit Thomas, and he knocked Thomas, Annie, and Clara off the rails. Then there was trouble. Percy was coming. Freddie and Thomas tooted their whistles. Luckily enough for Percy, he stopped. Otherwise, he would have crashed into Thomas and Freddie's wreck. "What happened here?" cried Percy. "Freddie tumbled down the mountain," cried Thomas. Then there was more trouble. James came around the bend on the other line, but Annie was blocking him. "Help!" Luckily, James applied his brakes as fast as he could, and he stopped. "What happened here?" said Mr. Percival. Freddie explained all about Diesel. "Diesel had been trying to get me into trouble," he said. "How so?" said Percy. "He was advising me to take care with those trucks. Thomas and James felt upset. "We're sorry, Freddie." "What's happened?" said Diesel. "This is your fault," said Freddie, and Diesel explained. "I was only trying to be helpful," he said. "And when you don't listen to someone who's giving you advice, you land into trouble like this," said Diesel. "Now look what's happened." "I'm sorry," said Freddie. "I didn't know you were trying to help me. It was only because of what Thomas and James said." "We're sorry," they apologized. "We didn't mean to cause a rift," puffed James. Soon, James brought Rocky, and Rocky set to work on the rescue mission. Diesel helped extra hard. Soon, Freddie was on a low loader, and James was ready to pull him away. Percy puffed away with Clarabelle, who was unhurt, and they had to pull away with Annie, who had to be taken to the steamworks with Thomas and Freddie. Diesel puffed along, pulling Thomas and fearless Freddie. Thomas wanted to get fixed. Diesel felt bad. A few days later, Diesel was returning home with Thomas and Freddie, all mended, and their dents had been fixed. "Well done, Diesel," said Thomas. "Thank you for taking us to the steamworks and back," said Freddie. "I'm sorry I judged you." "It's all right," said Diesel. "Maybe I'll get my revenge." Freddie laughed. Thomas was smiling, even though he knew Diesel might have been serious about the revenge remark. "It's good that you guys are friends," said Thomas. "At least one of us can be friends with Diesel." And everybody laughed as Diesel carried the engines back home. Freddie and Thomas were very grateful that Freddie and Diesel could now be good friends.